Hello everyone, welcome back. We are now going to learn the expectations or the expected value of x, or it is meant by mean of x. So basically all these names are just the same meaning. Is the mean, or we call it as average of the random variable x. Okay, so we have two important formula for expectation, which is one is ex is equals to summation of x times its probability. And then the next formula is ex squared, where it is summation of x squared now times with its probability. So let's have a look at this example for the PDF, the probability distribution function of a discrete random variable x, is given in the table below. So whenever you see an equal sign there, it is automatically, we know it is a PDF of a discrete random variable, and this is its data. So let's start with the first question here. They ask you E2. E2 meaning the answer is just 2. Why? Because you gotta look. Because it is just this one. EA, it means constant, is just equals to the constants. So remember, A is just a constant. I am just using a properties from this part. Easy. Okay. And now, second question, it is asking expected of the value x. Expected value of the random variable x. There is a formula for it, which is the summation of x times with its probability. So the way we write them is just x, which is 1 times with its probability, which is 1 over 6. And then we plus it with the second x, which is the number 2, times with its probability, which is 2 over 6. And then plus the next one, which is the number 3, and then times with the 3 over 6. You add them together, you will get 7 out of 3. Done here. Question expected x, expectation of x. And then we have the next question, which is E5x. It is just by using the properties, which is 5, bring it outside, and then you write down the expected x, the expected value of x, which is the expected value of x. Yes. Yeah, this is also the properties. These two are the properties from this part. This one. So whenever you have a number, not just number 5, any number, let's say 6, you can bring the 6 outside of this expectation. Okay, so we have already applied this too. So it's not that hard. Bring the constant in front, and then you will get 5 times it with 7 over 3. You will get 35 out of 3. Done. Next question, expectation of 5x plus 2. So we can write it like this first. 5x, e5x plus with e2. And then you remember that this number 5, we can bring it outside. It is 5 outside, and then ex at the back plus with 2. We know e2 is 2 already. So 5 times with the 7 over 3, as you already got here, 7 over 3 there. And plus it with 2. And then the answer is just, what's the answer? The answer is 41 over 2. Done for the question. The first 4 question done. The next question, 5, is ex squared. So ex squared has its own formula as well, which is summation of x squared. Okay, this time is x squared. Now, where is the highlighter? Okay, the highlighter is here. So this part is where I say you gotta remember this. When this is asking you expectation of x squared, you must make sure the summation of x squared here, which is 1 squared, 2 squared, and 3 squared there, and then times each of them with their own probability, and then you get 6. So basically, these things are literally the same as this part. The major difference is just whether they have x or x squared. Okay, same thing. So remember, this is an important answer to find the variance later on. But let's solve this question number 6 here, which is exponent. And this is not exponent, this is expectation. So expectation of 5x squared plus 2. So I make them as a two terms there. So e 5x squared plus with e2, and then we know 5 can bring it outside, so expected of x squared there plus with e2. So e2 is actually 2, So 5 times with 6, is it right? Yeah, because this is x squared, right? So 5 times it with 6, and then we will get 32. Yay! And now we are coming back to variance. We are learning about variance. So variance has its own formula. You got to memorize this part. It is just the expected of x squared. So where is it? The expected of x squared. Expectation of x squared is 6. So you got to write down here 6. So the answer is 6 minus with a bracket of squared. So expectation of x is just 7 out of 3. So you gotta bring this 7 out of 3 inside of this bracket. And so 6 minus 7 over 3, the whole thing squared, you will get 5 over 9. Ta-da! So variance is done. Now, the last two questions is variance as well. It's just that they have something in it, in this bracket here. So the variance is a bit special. You gotta pay attention here. It's not as easy. Some of my students always make careless mistakes here in the variance. So variance has its own properties. Look at these properties. Okay, whenever there is a variance for any constant, it will give you a 0. This is where many students forgot. Okay. So I hope you remember this. Whenever you find the variance of a constant, it always give you 0. Okay. So whenever you have a with the x here, you gotta bring a outside, but remember to put the squared there. Okay. So for variance we have x squared here. This is squared is always students left it behind. Okay. And so even though you have a b here, the third properties is where you plus b. We don't have. So let's say variance b. So variance b is just 0. That's why there is nothing at the back here, because it is 0. Therefore, it is only a squared times variance x. So the answer is just 1 squared times variance x minus with 0, because variance 2 is 0. So we don't need to write it down. So the answer is just the variance. The variance is 5 out of 9. From our data, we have the answer of 5 over 9. And the last question is variance of 2x plus 3. So we can write it slowly. 2 squared times with variance x plus with variance 3. So we know that variance 3 is 0. We can write that 0. And then here 4 times with 5 over 9. Therefore, the answer is just 20 out of 9. That's it. Finish. This example 4 got another question here, which is x is a discrete random variable and k is a constant. They give you two equations, you know that? They give you two equations here. Let me highlight them. Yeah. These two equations is where you gotta find the value of k and expectation of x. So basically you have two equations and then you have two unknowns, you know that. So when we have two unknowns, it means that we need to apply simultaneous equation. Okay, we will apply this thing. And then this is how I do it. I'll get two equations, equation 1 and equation 2 there. And then I subs 1 into 2, and then I got the expectation value first, which is 7, and then I can get my K, which is 5. That's it. All the best in trying by yourself. Good luck.